Hello and welcome. The BJP will hugely expand its footprint in the northeast, posting a victory in Tripura and Nagaland and winning a bigger share of the seats in Meghalaya in the latest round of assembly elections. That is what exit polls have predicted. An aggregate of exit polls show the BJP's alliance government coming to power in Nagaland with the ally NDTV and winning at least 7 seats in Meghalaya, up from 2. In Tripura, exit polls predict a BJP comeback, a repeat of the historic win. Its performance in Tripura, though, could be lackluster if compared to 2018, when it single-handedly crossed the majority mark. An aggregate of 4 exit polls indicate that the BJP may get 2 seats, barely above the majority mark of 31 in the 60-seat Tripura Assembly. The left, which ruled the state for more than 30 years, is likely to get only 15 seats. The Congress, its unexpected ally for this election, unlikely to add anything to the tally. The Tripura Motha, the new party floated by the erstwhile loyal Padryot Krishore Debarama, with the core demand of Greater Tripura land, is likely to bag 12 seats. Exit polls also indicate that the Congress could be headed for its biggest setback in the northeast, winning only 1 seat in Nagaland and 6 in Meghalaya, where it was the single largest party last time's exit polls. Though can often get it wrong, the counting of the votes for all 3 states will take place on Thursday.
Crucial polls for Meghalaya and Nagaland coming to an end this evening, days after another northeastern state, Tripura, also voted. Together, these 3 states have kicked off the crucial battle for the 2024 national election. In Meghalaya, polling in 59 out of the 60 constituencies witnessed a multi-cornered fight between several parties. The BJP made a strong pitch against its own ally, Chief Minister Konrad Sangma's NPP. The TMC has tried hard to win a state beyond Bengal. The biggest fight was in South Tura. BJP's controversial Bernard Marek, arrested last year, accused of running a prostitution racket, taking on CM Konrad Sangma.
In spite of we voting for this one CM, even myself, even my family, and even the voters of South Tura, all have been deprived, and we feel that justice should prevail.
This time we are seeing a multi-cornered fight, and the fact that there are multiple parties that are coming in, and in a way the parties which are against the National People's Party, which is our party, are many. So therefore the anti-votes that are there among who are there against us, we will see a split in that. So the fact that there are more political parties, I personally feel that it's going to benefit.
In the 59 constituencies, there are 369 candidates who are in the fray, including 36 women. And talking about women, out of over 21 lakh voters in Meghalaya, women actually outnumber men in this multi-corner elections between national parties and the regional parties.
In Nagaland, community prayers for a peaceful election, women voters in large numbers, and feasts outside polling booths. While the BJP-NDTV alliance, led by CM nephew Rio, looks to make a comeback in the state, the biggest opposition party was the Naga People's Front.
What I believe is NDTV and BJP will get absolute majority. Right. So the need of taking others or not does not arise. In that time when the situation comes, if situation demands, then we will see.
NDTV and BJP alliance, they did their best to uproot this Naga National Front.
Right.
Because this is the only party which has its root on the Naga soil.
Right.
I said other political parties they fall under the category of tourism.
Much has been promised for the people of Northeast. Peace, development and bringing down militancy in this far end of India are some of the major promises made by all the major political parties in the fray. Well, what happens on the 2nd of March when results for Meghalaya, Nagaland and Tripura actually come out will have a crucial impact in the big battle of 2024. With Ratnadeep Chaudhary in Meghalaya and camera person Sanjay Chakravarti, Vedant for NDTV.
All right, let's get you the other big story of the day, and that, of course, was the arrest of the Deputy Chief Minister. Now, the Deputy Chief Minister was sent to the CBI custody till Saturday. The CBI in court said that Mr. Sisodia was accused number 1. The AAP said that the Delhi LG cleared this policy file, which the CBI alleges is where the corruption took place.
Aam Aadmi Party workers protesting in Delhi and other places against the BJP over the arrest of Manish Sisodia. Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister was arrested by the CBI on Sunday.
CBI ED कुछ नहीं है, जो सब कुछ हो रहा है वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के मुख्यालय से हो रहा है। वही लोग हैं जो बताते हैं कि आज इसको गिरफ्तार करना है, आज इसके ऊपर झूठा मुकदमा करना है, आज इन लोगों को पकड़ना है, और हम पूरे देश को दिखाना चाहते हैं किस तरीके से इन सभी एजेंसीज का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है।
Sisodia's arrest has unified the opposition but appears to have put the Congress in a fix. Today, the party, an arch-rival of AAP, did not name Sisodia but accused the Modi government of selectively targeting opposition leaders to destroy their reputation.
Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, having taken oath under the Constitution, are you not supposed to abide with the law of the country? Is it not your duty to first of all sack the corrupt deputy CM, and then second, ensure that he cooperates with the investigating agency?
Many in the opposition say that they should unite to defeat the BJP in next year's election, even as Sisodia's arrest exposes the difficulties.
असल मुद्दा था उससे जो है ध्यान तो इसकी जांच की मांग हो रही थी, जिस चीज को लेके वो तो कौन होगी, और आगे तो कई बार बोला कि किस प्रकार से इन लोगों का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, इसलिए इसमें कोई आश्चर्य होने वाली बात नहीं है।
However, Congress spokesperson and top advocate Abhishek Singhvi tweeted supporting Sisodia as a lawyer of his, calling his arrest an example of repeated, flagrant and shameless misuse of arrest power.
Most of the opposition parties have condemned the arrest of Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and have flagged the alleged misuse of central agencies at the behest of ruling party in centre, while Congress has welcomed this arrest, again exposing the fault lines in the opposition unity. With camera person Sanjay Kaushik, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
And now, with the voting in 3 states over, the focus of the BJP has shifted to state number 4 in Karnataka. In Belagavi, Prime Minister Modi held a 9-kilometer roadshow flagged by a sea of supporters. On his itinerary was the launch of an airport and that 10-kilometer roadshow, all part of an elaborate outreach plan ahead of the state polls due later this year. The Belagavi area has traditionally been a BJP stronghold, but this time round, the party appears to be on the back foot due to corruption charges and murmurs of rebellion from some MLAs who have switched to the BJP from the Janata Dal Secular and the Congress. And also, there's that leadership vacuum. The former Chief Minister, B.S. Yedurappa, the tallest Lingayat leader in the state, announcing his retirement from electoral politics.
The first road show by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the campaign for Karnataka, picking the BJP bastion of Belagavi district. Last time, the BJP won big here, 13 of the 18 seats in the 2018 elections. This time, it's left with no top leader from the Lingayat, a dominant community, and are banking on Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
बीते कुछ वर्षों में कर्नाटका का विकास अभिवृद्धि के रथ पर चल चुका है। ये अभिवृद्धि रथ प्रगति पथ पर दौड़ रहा है.
Nowadays in India, Modi is the face for everyone. So we are having Modi, a leader of not only India, a world leader. So we will manage it. I have that much confidence.
A series of setbacks has put the BJP on the back foot. The recent one being BJP's Lingayat strongman B.S. Yediyurappa announcing retirement from electoral politics. Last year, we went on to see Minister Umesh Katti's death and also Deputy Speaker Anand Mamani's as well. Prior to that, in 2021, Ramesh Jarkiholi, a water resources minister, was forced to step down after being involved in sex for jobs scandal. And that has left a leadership void in the BJP.
The Prime Minister began the visit by meeting B.S. Yediyurappa and showering praise on him.
उन्होंने अपना जीवन गरीबों के कल्याण के लिए, किसानों के कल्याण के लिए समर्पित किया है. वो सार्वजनिक जीवन जीने वाले प्रत्येक व्यक्ति के लिए प्रेरणा है. सफलता की इस ऊंचाई पर पहुंचकर भी किस तरह व्यवहार में विनम्रता बनी रहनी चाहिए, उनका जीवन हमेशा हमेशा प्रेरणा देने वाला है.
The BJP's relationship with Yediyurappa is complicated. He's the strongest leader from the Lingayat community, a powerful section of the voters. The party replaced him as Chief Minister in 2021, as he was above its bar of 75 years old. Yediyurappa wanted his younger son, his political heir, to be in the BJP government which replaced his. That was denied. Now he's announced his son will get a ticket without a go-ahead from the party's top brass. In what appears to be a sweetener, Yediyurappa has declared he will not contest the upcoming elections. If he did, he would have been seen as a chief ministerial candidate. In Shivamogga, the Prime Minister opened the lotus-shaped airport in Yediyurappa's constituency, which is expected to boost connectivity to central Karnataka. This is Prime Minister's fifth visit to the pole-bound state. Today, he released the 13th installment of cash payouts of rupees 2,000 each to eligible farmers. That's more than 16,800 crores or over $2 billion, including to almost 2 lakh beneficiaries in Nagaland and 20,000 in Meghalaya, where voting was held earlier in the day.
Belagavi determines poll outcomes for the BJP. The region accounts for the highest population of the Lingayats, an influential community which constitutes nearly 17% of the Karnataka's population. However, the district has no Lingayat face and they are heavily dependent on central leaders. In Belagavi with Kumar Shrija for NDTV.
And there was an impressive turnout for the Erode East by-polls, a prestigious battle for the ruling AIADMK, a referendum on the DMK's 21-month rule and the first poll for EPS as AIADMK chief.
Impressive turnout for Erode East by-poll that many are calling possibly Tamil Nadu's costliest election. The going rate, voters say, is rupees 3,000 per vote from one party and rupees 2,000 per vote from the rival party.
Actually, it's a money culture right now. It's not an people's democracy.
It should not be encouraged and it should not be done because this is our right.
The Erode East Assembly by-poll is said to have surpassed even the most infamous RK Nagar by-poll in money spent. And if Tamil Nadu was credited with patenting the Thirumangalam model of money distribution at night before elections, this time there was innovation, confining voters in sheds and tents erected for the purpose during campaign hours to keep them out of reach for rival campaigners. The stakes were high. The DMK thought this would be perceived a referendum on its 21-month government. So they deployed almost the entire cabinet to seek votes for ally Congress's veteran EVK's Ilangovan, whose son's death necessitated the poll.
I don't think there's anything wrong in that also, because basically all the ministers belong to that party and they are party worker. And I'm sure I'll definitely win this election with a big margin.
For the AIADMK, it was the first election after Edapadi Palaniswamy became its singular leader after expelling O. Pannirselvam. Western Tamil Nadu is also considered AIADMK's stronghold.
பேரறிஞர் அண்ணாவினுடைய அறிவாற்றலும் புரட்சித் தலைவர் எம்ஜிஆருடைய கருணை உள்ளமும் புரட்சித் தலைவர் அம்மாவுடைய துணிவும் ஒருங்கே பெற்ற ஒப்பற்ற தலைவர் எடப்பாடியார்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கிறேன்.
The voters' issues lost in the din of politics.
The first one is development, right? So proper integrated planning has to be there definitely.
Issue which is prominent in this area is the underground drainage.
While bipoles normally go in favor of the ruling party, the Erode East bipole results would be seen as a prelude to the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. And a defeat for the AIADMK would be its third consecutive electoral setback from the last Lok Sabha elections in alliance with the BJP, which has already seen a turbulence this time. In Erode, with Suresh and Babu, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
And the big international story, what was the origin of the COVID-19 virus? Another US department, the Department of Energy, in its assessment now claims that a laboratory leak was the most likely cause of the pandemic that caused lakhs of deaths across the world.
An accidental lab leak is what is most likely to have caused the coronavirus pandemic, claims a new report by the United States Energy Department. The report goes on to say it was not a case of animal to human transmission at a wet market in Wuhan as suspected by many. Experts studying the cause of the coronavirus pandemic remain divided on the source of the virus. But the latest report, which is less than 5 pages, says a lab leak caused the pandemic, marking a shift in the same department's earlier view. Speaking to the American broadcaster CNN, the National Security Advisor of the United States of America said that the intelligence community has not arrived at a conclusion on the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. The coronavirus pandemic or the COVID-19 pandemic caused 68,50,594 deaths worldwide. In India, there were 5,30,761 deaths, with 4,46,85,132 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Earlier, the premier investigating agency in the United States, the FBI, had also blamed a lab leak as the origin of the virus. Now, the United States Energy Department has come to the same conclusion, but with a less degree of confidence. While several agencies claim the virus originated by natural transmission from an infected animal, but since the source animal hasn't been determined, and as Wuhan in China was the epicenter of the outbreak of the pandemic, the Chinese have repeatedly blocked the WHO's efforts to investigate the origins of the virus. The lab leak theory has emerged, outweighing other theories on what caused the deadly outbreak of the virus in November of 2019 in Wuhan. With Saurabh Gupta, this is Divya Vadva for NDTV.
And after the break, what are economists expecting from the third quarter GDP data? Stay tuned. Welcome back. Some big business news coming up as the government is set to report GDP data for the third quarter. Sakshi takes us through what's expected.
The government is set to release India's gross domestic product data for the third quarter, that is the October-December quarter of FY23. While SBI and Bank of Baroda expect 4.6% growth in the third quarter, CRISIL is expecting a 5.2% growth in the third quarter. Now, above all of this, remember, all of these expectations are above the RBI's expectation of 4.4% growth in Q3. Economists believe various factors will contribute to the moderation of growth. The moderation of growth in numbers is being attributed to normalization of the base under the base effect. So what really is this base effect? Now essentially is a result of the economy reporting robust growth in the December quarter of 2021 as the economy recovered from the second wave of COVID-19. While some experts believe agriculture and manufacturing could witness a slowdown, others feel geopolitical uncertainty continues to rattle the global economic landscape, inflation concerns and rate hike worries also persist, and that could weigh on the data.
And finally, the Air India CEO Campbell Wilson has admitted that the airline could have reacted better to the incident of a drunk flyer urinating on an elderly passenger in the business class of a New York-Delhi Air India flight on the 26th of November. While he says that lessons were learned, he also spoke in length about how airline crew often suffer physical and verbal abuse on duty.
In India, there is a very complicated process to suspend people from travelling, which is quite unusual compared to most of the world. And I think perhaps there should be a little bit more discretion left to the airline to unilaterally take decisions to deny someone carriage when they have, particularly when they've threatened crew, when they've threatened other passengers. I think as a society we perhaps need to take a look at this. A day goes by without us receiving some report from crew on behaviour on board the aircraft. And so much of it stems from people consuming alcohol before they even get on the aircraft, or them being upset when they're not continued to serve alcohol on board the aircraft. And in the vast majority of cases, the people that suffer the abuse, be it verbal, sometimes physical, are our crew.
That's the news at this hour. Bye-bye.